I never actually knew what God's name was. And I'll tell you what triggered me. What it was for me was the fact that I discovered what God's name was in Islam.
Assalamu alaikum people, welcome back to another episode of Streets to Deen. Assalamu alaikum akhi.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Introduce yourself please, inshallah.
My name is Deen. I'm 26 years old. I'm Nigerian, born in Italy. Alhamdulillah.
That's been my shit, yeah. So tell us a bit about your childhood, man, growing up. What was that like?
Obviously I'm a Revert. Growing up, obviously I was born in Italy. My siblings, I've got a brother 5 years younger than me. I've got a sister 1 year younger than me. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, there's three of us all together. I moved in the UK when I was 9 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. So since then I've just been here. First lived in London, and then I think probably within that 2 years of being in London, I moved to Ireland.
Okay.
So I've been there for quite a while after that.
Cool. And what would you say you was like, in school and stuff, education-wise? Did you take education serious? Was you
You know what it is? I'll be so raw.
Yeah.
Academically, for me personally, I didn't see myself, I didn't like education. Obviously now, looking back at it, I can understand the importance of it. But when I was growing up, I just didn't see why I needed to learn certain things in school, etc. And obviously I had people around me that used to distract me quite a bit. Obviously, I feel like I was a good kid, but I used to have bad habits.
Yeah.
And just education wasn't my thing in general.
Okay.
In school, yeah.
So what type of stuff would you get up to in school or outside of school? Let's say teenagers, for example.
I don't know. I feel like I just used to be mischievous.
Okay.
In terms obviously in class when people are actually doing work, I used to be the one who'd distract people. I used to be the one who'd interrupt class. I used to walk out for no reason.
This is secondary school.
Obviously outside of class, I used to throw up a lot of sting bombs, and those ones that you see off the 20p machines, and I was troublesome in school. I didn't really go there to pay attention. I just went. It was just a motive for me to see friends and stuff. I was really, after school it'd be fights, or it'd just be chasing girls and stuff like that. Just little petty things.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you left school at around the age of 16.
Yeah. Obviously, I stayed all the way throughout the end. I'm surprised I never got kicked out.
Okay.
But literally during school, it was just a blur. I didn't know why I was there at all. And obviously, when I was 16, I left in year 11, and I went into college, but I didn't take that serious as well.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what would you say you started doing after school? Like once you left school, you're in your prime teenage years. What type of stuff did you used to get up to?
In general, as in, obviously I was a good guy, but I feel like because I got involved with people that were, troublesome, I started to pick up bad habits. I started to do a little bit of, the wrong type of things, knowing that it was bad. I still used to, I never used to care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, a lot of people would tell me or see me changing, developing as an individual for all the wrong things, and I just used to think, it's all about being cool.
Yeah.
It's all about being street and stuff like that. So for me personally, I didn't. If I was to summarize myself up, I had no manners.
No manners.
Yeah.
Okay. And like you said, for you, it was more. What was the motivation of keeping that badness? Was it an image thing, reputation, or was it money?
No, it's 100%. It's always an image. It's always girls, because obviously at the end of the day, society. What society? I don't know. I feel like a lot of what people do, what people like to respect, is that bad boy image. is for me, yeah, it was that bad boy image. Everyone's pursuing this, trying to be something that they're not, saying things that they wouldn't really say if they were in front of other people. It's just like a facade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it was, bro.
Okay. So when you had left school, these times were you working? What were you doing for money? Like,
Yeah, you know what it is for me. Obviously, when I left school, obviously, like I felt like I always needed to. Pardon me. I've always needed to have like a income.
Yeah.
And obviously, like the income that I wanted to make, like at first was like the usual, like what a lot of people get sucked into is like the drug style, selling drugs and so on and so on. And that's what I got sucked into, like from young. Like, so selling drugs, and obviously all my friends were drug dealers and this and that. So it wasn't really the best type of life. But at the same time, I knew that I don't want to go jail.
Okay.
So obviously I'd done a lot of selling drugs and stuff. But at the same time, I used to work with the agency.
Okay.
So
So
I used to have a good, a proper income, as well as like a side income, which is not the best income.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what it was.
Okay. So what actually then led you to Islam? Through all the midst of all of that?
Yeah, you know what it was? I can't lie. I don't know what it was. I can't pinpoint exactly what it was, but I can just tell you the footsteps.
Yeah.
So obviously I had a two groups of friends. Obviously I had Muslim friends and I had non-Muslim friends. And obviously my situation was like my family was struggling. Obviously my mom was going through things. My father weren't around. Obviously, at a stage we'd all split up as a family. Like two of us was here. I was on my own. My mom was in another place. It was just hectic. And obviously going through that, your money in your pocket is low, like low income, like hardly ever working, and you'd have to resort into the drug lifestyle. And obviously, as I said already, I had two sort of, like, obviously I had my Christian friends and I had my Muslim friends. So obviously a lot of the Muslim friends that I had around me would understand what I was doing, would see what I was doing, and obviously they would ask about me and inquire and what's this, what's going on now in your family, and whereas obviously the Christian friends, they weren't so caring.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They weren't, well, as I said, Christian, but a lot of them were non-Muslim atheists. I don't know what they were, but I think one of them out of the group was Christian, and they weren't so caring. Obviously, I find it so strange how when I used to get pressured into going for food, my Muslim friends, like, I don't know, there's always something about it. They'll pay, they'll want to pay, it's like a struggle between them to pay for food. Who's paying for food, as in they want to do it.
Oh, they want the
rewards.
rewards.
They want the rewards and the good deeds, yeah. Whereas the Christians and atheists and so on and so on, for me personally, like, they weren't like that. So obviously me as a Christian, I used to kind of question what's going on with the Muslims and where this is coming from. Of course, obviously media portrays one thing, but you're seeing a totally different angle. And that used to always get me, what's the word? I used to always wonder, whoa, you know what I'm saying? I can see a totally different outlook, perspective from the Muslim side and so.
So it was, what you're trying to say is basically it was your Muslim friends' mannerism and character that actually made you start
looking into it. And not just that, it was just the fact that I had a lot of Muslim friends, Libyans, Afghans, Pakistani, Bengalis. I had so many, and obviously I used to ask about their religion, and they used to answer me in regards to what they see in the book, in like the Quran. Whilst I used to ask about like Christianity from a lot of people, like questions, and they used to go on and ask from opinions, and it used to just be like really problematic, looking for answers.
Okay.
From like my my religion at that time. So obviously, it just made me kind of doubt. And yeah, just as I mentioned already, like mannerism, the Muslim mannerism was totally different from the mannerism of like the people, the others that I used to chill with. So it used to make me question things quite often. So yeah, that was pretty much it.
So you saw the mannerism of your Muslim friends. You looked into the religion a little bit. You started questioning your beliefs and stuff. What would you say was the actual trigger that then got you to say, you know what, I want to become a Muslim now?
Obviously, for me, I can't lie. What actually pushed me, gave me the push is obviously when I was watching like lectures. I used to watch so many lectures, YouTube videos and so on. And obviously me being a non-Muslim, I soaked up so much, it made me know I knew a lot more about Islam than my own religion. And not just that, but watching the lectures, I never actually knew what God's name was. And I'll tell you what triggered me. What it was for me was the fact that I discovered what God's name was in Islam. Now, obviously, we know His name's Allah, but obviously the full name, like Allah Subhanahu, and even how you pronounce the pronunciation, how it sounds, it's just like, who is that? So, and then, not just that, it's just so many different other things. Like I used to watch lectures in regards to the end times, and the Messiah coming back, and Islamic beliefs with the Dajjal and stuff like that. So it used to intrigue me to the point where I was thinking, like, all this is so true. Like it goes in, it just attracts the natural inclination anyway. Like what I'm watching. So I was thinking, what is stopping me from actually reverting that? What's stopping me from actually taking it that step further? And it was like, for me, there's a lot of brothers that are saying, you know a lot more than we Muslims born know, and you're not even Muslim. So what's stopping you, and so on and so on. I was thinking, what is stopping me? And you know what? It was I think it was a Wednesday or Thursday. I went to the mosque and I reverted, and then I went back and took my shahada again on a Friday on a Jummah. And yeah, alhamdulillah, since then I ain't looked back.
Alhamdulillah. How long have you been Muslim for now?
It's been a good 6-7 years now. It's been a while. Alhamdulillah.
So how did your family take you when you became a Muslim?
It was just my mom that took it. But she gave me a slap, and that was about it. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, she gave me a nice little slap, but obviously I took her on the chin and I walked off and started to do my own thing. And obviously she started to see changes in me, as in I wasn't so as bad and so on and so on. And obviously certain things I'll do, be a little bit more respectful and stuff so obviously she didn't really bother as much in regards to following it up and stuff. So alhamdulillah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
So how has Islam changed your life?
Oh no, because before obviously you had an excuse. You felt like you had an excuse to the way you are. Obviously family, situations at home would cause a lot of people to you give that certain people excuse to feel the need to act a certain way outside the house, in front of people. And obviously if people ask why it's like this, is having a rough upbringing and stuff. With Islam, it does not give you that opportunity in terms of, you've been told to be optimistic, and the people that are facing worse difficulties than you, that are turning their lives around and be a lot better in general. And obviously we know that the Creator is always watching you. And you know where your final abode is. And obviously for those people that actually, go out the way and learn about the religion, they know that in the end, like, it's your good deeds that count. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse with Islam. It's just, when you pray, you can feel the tranquility. You know what you should or you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
And having good people around you it's just a lot. It was just changed me as a person. It was drawn me closer to Allah.
SubhanAllah. So you would say your relationship with Allah is.
Alhamdulillah, obviously, in regards to the Deen, it fluctuates. It doesn't stay in one place. Alhamdulillah. So as long as you constantly keep striving against yourself, and you know where you're slipping up, and you make that effort to to better yourself, then alhamdulillah, then if Allah sees khair inside, like good inside, then it's gonna give you, it's gonna make sure that you don't slip up and stuff. So
Have you actually ever been to the Holy Lands like Mecca or Medina?
Oh yeah, alhamdulillah.
Can you tell us a bit about that?
I can't explain the experience, but the experience is so uplifting, man. I feel like, especially in Medina, such a peaceful city, and the Prophet's Masjid al-Nabawi is such a beautiful place. I went to Mecca. I was there for 7 days and 7 nights.
This was Hajj or Umrah?
This is Umrah.
Umrah.
Yeah. It's quite a few years back. Inshallah, I'll make it easy for everyone to travel. But obviously, I feel like if you've got the means to get there, then you should go there, because Allah is it's just a beneficial experience all throughout. It's so beneficial. In Mecca, it's a little bit hectic.
Yeah.
In Mecca, it's really crazy, but mashallah, obviously, when you see the Kaaba, you see the Holy House. For me personally, I couldn't help but get overwhelmed with emotions. So subhanAllah, it was such a good experience. And obviously, once you perform Umrah, you feel like a totally different person altogether. Like, you don't want to be looking at things, you don't want to be saying things, you're in such a different spiritual realm. It's just you can't compare it to anything in this dunya. It's beautiful, man. It's a beautiful place.
So, what advice have you got to give for anyone who might be looking into Islam or might not know a lot about Islam, and from the outside looking in, basically, what advice would you have for people like that?
If in regards to looking into Islam, obviously, if for me personally, it just boils down to what you want. What you want from this. Like, if you're looking to make an argument, if you're looking to, if you're looking to argue, or if you're looking to find the truth, then, in regards to argument, you're not going to find what you want for argument. Obviously, if you're looking for the truth and you're openly going in, just trying to find if it's the right religion or not, then by all means you realize that this is a religion that teaches peace. It's a religion that improves your character, strengthens you as a person, not just spiritually, physically. It's nothing new. This religion is not new. It teaches exactly what any Abrahamic religion teaches in regards to believing in one God. So it's nothing new. Obviously there's a lot of misconception following the word of Islam, but those misconceptions are not true. And obviously, if I say personally, if I feel a lot of people look at Muslims for that to see what Islam's about. And if you were to look at Muslims, you'd be disappointed. If you were to look at any Muslim in regards to this religion, then I think you should look at the prophets, the seerah, peace be upon him. And obviously, if you look into the religion, then study and read the Quran and stuff. But
so you're saying don't take example from
today's Muslims.
Take your taking advice from Islam, the actual revelation.
Yeah, and obviously, if you're looking at a Muslim, you look at no further than a prophet, peace be upon him, because he was the best of people.
Best example.
Yeah.
And what advice would you give to any brothers and sisters that might be struggling with their deen, struggling with their religion, especially in these times? What advice would you give?
For me personally, the biggest advice I can say to anyone struggling with their deen is seek knowledge of your deen. You know, you're not gonna love anyone if you don't know them. Likewise, you're not gonna fear the Creator if you don't know him or know what he dislikes, and so on and so on. So for me personally, like, seek knowledge, then be with people that fear God, then seek knowledge and be with people that fear the Creator, and
to be around good company.
Be around good company, yeah, pretty much it. You know, seeking knowledge is the arduous. You know, you need to know the fundamentals of Islam. You need to know who you're fearing, who you go against, because you can never actually fear anyone if you don't know them. Likewise, if I didn't know someone, I wouldn't really love them until I know their manner, their characteristic, what they do. You know, that's how it determines how I love a person. So with this question in particular, I say seek knowledge and just be around good people, good company.
Jazakallah, Baba Nuruddin. Yeah, the pleasure, man.
Wa alaikum salam.